Now, it's time for Masterpiece of the Week.
She said, list this.
Kevin
What's up,
didn't give
guys?
a crap about your iron-on story at all.
We needed to get to this.
Fine.
Happy Friday, guys.
All right, bring it strong, Chris.
This is Masterpiece of the Week. Shout out Alec, as always, for getting clips from earlier in the week. We do this every Friday at 1:30, and you can watch it back on YouTube every Sunday. Who do we want to pick on first?
Kevin's the wacky guy of the show.
Kevin,
Did you say every Sunday you can watch it back on YouTube?
That's
You
what he
can.
said.
I don't think I knew that. That's awesome.
dude, shout out to the Twolos that already watch over there. Kevin, I will pick on you first. This was pretty crazy from Wednesday.
The Coxman,
Coxman.
he says stroke.
That's when you're in a boat or something.
Yeah.
You said that.
You hope.
A rowboat.
Look, and we had a conversation.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. You don't have to say it in a motorboat because the motor does it.
Yeah, it's like...
And then what happens?
You pull up and dock somewhere?
Yeah, it just goes where you want. You just have to guide it with your hand.
Or
Yeah, you drop your anchor.
Nope. Next one.
I'll mark that too. And Mike, you said some crazy stuff this week. I can't believe you said this one on air.
I've never my car. Like with the wax and everything.
Yeah.
Hold on. Play that one more time.
How'd you do that? I've never my car. Like with the wax and everything.
Yeah.
Corey supports.
I didn't say a cuss word.
I don't know. The version I heard sounds like
Why
you-
would they have bleeped it out if there wasn't a cuss
All right,
word
so
in
my
there?
leader thus far is Mike.
I found out my guy Ellis Valentine details cars.
That's awesome, Ellis.
So
I want to say
if I want to do that to a car, Ellis is my guy.
Did you know when I was at the video store, I worked with a person who wanted to know what it would be like if he, let's just say, got romantically entangled with the tailpipe?
Yeah, that guy needs to go to therapy.
It did. He was also like 18, and it just didn't go super
Yeah.
well.
Mike, you also invented a new magazine this week.
I don't know. He did a whole National Geography thing on Montana. I got it really close.
You did. You did.
I got it really close.
Ian Ick is close.
Corey,
Right.
I'm swapping over to you here.
Oh. There's a long history of our listeners knowing the street value of drugs. That's true. That is a fact.
You should not be embarrassed by that because when we asked for, well, y'all asked for opinions about the price of crack.
Like,
my God, there were so many responses.
we would be like the episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If three of us were in the car in Surprise, Arizona, and we found a crack dealer,
Yeah.
we would have, if they said it's $5 or $5,000, we'd be like, give us the crack. I don't know. I have no clue.
The first thing I'd do is call in to the station, go on air and say, hey, how much is it? And just wait for the fan text
and
to
then you
respond.
know, you're like, you're jipping me off, man. I got a lot of people here telling me how much it is.
I don't think you're supposed to say that word
Rip.
anymore.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't know. I apologize for saying a word I didn't know is it a bad word?
I think it's just the way you said it.
Oh,
It's all good,
we can
Mike.
definitely bleep part of it.
Okay.
It sounds
Oh,
like
true.
something
It'll
else.
sound even worse.
okay.
Mike, this is a crazy prompt for the truckwreck.com text line.
All right, we got to go to break. Text in how much crack cost on the street.
And you know what's crazy?
We got-
multiple people were like, all right, if we're doing this is, I was like, no.
We did it,
But
though.
did people give valid answers?
Oh, for
Because
sure.
were
We
they
learned.
similar? Were like they have to be right. They're all around the same price.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of people that had accurate prices. I feel pretty confident that if I need to go out there
All
in
right,
the streets.
my next question. People that have smoked crack, can you tell the difference between good crack and bad crack? Like after it's done, are you like, oh man, that wasn't as good. They did something
This one
wrong
has a
to
really
it.
good oaky
Danky.
flavor.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
gotcha.
spicy on the front notes.
Yeah, too much sugar in this one. I don't know.
From the 214, where will y'all be set up during your program from spring training and surprise? We're usually up
The hotel
in
room.
the booths.
Yeah, we're up where the radio and TV broadcast would happen.
But if you're going to be out there, let us know because we can definitely like hang out and come see and stuff like that. Back to you.
True.
I'll stick with Mike here. Mike, you know a lot about female anatomy.
They have eggs inside of them, and they have cycles that we don't have. I don't.
But they
think.
Man, now I really wanted to know what Corey's follow-up question was because he was on the ball.
They have all
for
their
that
eggs, is
follow-up
what I
question.
said. They have all of them went for at birth. That was something
Isn't that
that we
amazing?
learned.
That is crazy.
Can you
Oh,
imagine
man.
if you carried all of your thing,
Okay.
if you had, because there's millions, right? And
No, not eggs. There's actually a lot less than that. Is when we were doing an egg transfer, I thought it was going to be, I don't know what I thought, but they had like this tiny little tube, like even smaller than a straw. And then they were like putting things in there. I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but it was amazing the precision in which
I thought
did
they'd be like softball size things. You know,
Yeah,
like how
they're
did they
not.
carry that in their
They're
stomach?
Corey would have accidentally videoed it when he was talking about his wife's birth.
Yeah.
It wasn't a video, but it was pictures.
I guess giving birth. You weren't there for your wife's birth. That would have been weird.
That would be weird.
That would be so
Oh my gosh.
Stop.
I'm sure
Stop.
there's
Whatever
some-
you're going to say,
There's
don't
a relationship
say it. Don't
out there
say it.
somewhere, right?
Don't
there's
say
a few
it.
relationships out there somewhere.
Probably.
I mean, he was on
Illegal.
Friends with Tom Selleck and,
Yeah.
and Monica. He was Dad's best friend.
Probably. Hey, if you're at the birth of somebody, don't eventually date that person. That should be a rule.
What if it's love, Kevin? You can't stop
No, that's-
love, bro.
Yeah, you can.
Speaking of love, maybe the first lovers were these two right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Adam and Eve. Now I got to push this head through a spot that it is not big enough for.
Yeah, that was the punishment for taking the apple.
I got just the
pain that
fruit.
goes-
We don't know if it's
I have
apple or
some
not.
Eve questions.
Give it.
Where is she now?
What?
What's she doing? What's she up to now?
Well, God knows.
Uh-huh.
We don't know that on Earth.
Like, is she celebrating with her? Is she like, what's going on there?
It's a great question. I think it's a valid
What's
question.
the punishment?
Kevin, my answer would be we don't know.
Yes. I'll say with
The punishment was you can't be in this garden anymore. It never said that she couldn't go to heaven. So
That's true.
That's true.
I'm just wondering, like, does everybody that shows up at heaven, are they like, oh, there's Eve?
I don't know if you have
Thanks
that.
a lot. That's what you did to my thing down there.
I don't know if you're
Everything would be
cognizant
awesome.
of that guy's here.
Everything
Bull
would be
crap.
Wouldn't that be it is eternity if you make it to the same place? Is that one of, like, at what point in your number of questions, at what point you're like, where's Adam and Eve?
I
Yeah.
always wanted to see them. They're the originals.
I would. That'd be cool.
Kevin, I'll go back to you. Kevin, you have a journalism degree, right?
Yes.
It's pretty crazy for Corey to ask this question then.
Kevin, I know you're dealing with learning to read.
I
and-
know how to read. Thank you. I'm glad I knew well enough to answer that question.
I know you're dealing with learning.
Baby Noah, not even close to learning how to read.
One last one to bring it up the rear. I say that every week.
Ooh,
Here's Mike and Corey.
big thighs.
Huge thighs, meaty thighs.
He does. He has meaty thighs.
Meaty.
That's that wrestler that stomps when he hits
LA
people.
Knight.
Yeah.
Also, I've a bone to pick with this masterpiece of the week. I believe I recall last week you said something that
Oh,
we
I
told
did.
you to mark.
Last time I marked something that I said, like it didn't work well because it was just my voice and then my voice again. So I was like, maybe not this week.
I am going to vote for Mike giving us a breakdown of the Genesis times in Adam and Eve.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Adam and Eve. Now I got to push this head through a spot that it is not big enough for.
Corey, what's your pick?
Dude, I forgot to write any down. So I'm gonna go with Mike going into break about crack.
Ooh, that's good. All right, we got to go to break. Text in how much crack cost on the street.
I like that he says on the street, too.
Chris, maybe you can. Well, I don't think it's at the drugstore. I don't think you can go to CVS.
No, I agree with that.
So, Chris, I'm going to put a little pressure on you.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever teased going to break better than that. Like more concise. Like that was the exact way to tease something.
That had
right there.
nothing to do with our next topic.
Right. So I'm voting for that because that's unique. I've said a lot of crazy things that might be similar. That one was different.
I'm voting for this one too because we actually did send it to break after you said this. So masterpiece of the week winner right here.
All right, we got to go to break. Text in how much crack cost on the street.
So stupid. And there you
Then we
go.
just hit commercial.
Ladies
Chris,
and gentlemen.
you deserve a lot of credit
Yes,
for
he
that.
does. That's right.
That was
He nailed it.
awesome.
You're
Let's
good at this
freaking go.
job
It
now.
was like, jump for joy.